Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mavic Air 2 Nation, episode number 3. Joined by my regular co-host tonight, Marcus Crawford, and our special guest tonight is Bryan Singleton over at True Drone Reviews. And of course, we're joined by our DJI expert, Bill the Drone Reviewer, to go over all the latest news out there. So I'm going to throw it over to my friend Marcus now. He's going to have a little report on the FIMI X8 SE 2020 email that came out last week. But we'll do our introductions, then we'll jump into that story. Marcus, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, pretty darn good, Ron. The weather.
Did you have a birthday recently?
I did. 64, and my wife promised me that she'll still need me and she'll still feed me.
You had the Paul McCartney birthday, huh? Or the Beatles birthday?
That's the one. Yeah. And today is the 40th anniversary of the explosion of Mount St. Helens, which I remember very, very well because I was over at my girlfriend's house at the time. So yeah, I remember that one. But I also remember
there was more action than usual that night.
Yeah, exactly right. More than you otherwise would have thought. 40 years ago. Anyway, the next day I remember getting up and going to work, which was a Monday morning. I had an orange 66 Mustang, and it was covered in ash. It looked like it snowed outside. So
wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with drones, but hey, anyway, I did get, like all of the rest of you guys have, I've been flying the hell out of that Mavic Air 2. I've been able to get 6 batteries through it so far, so having a ton of fun with it.
Good to hear. Bill, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. Marcus got me beat by 2. I've gone through 4 batteries with a Mavic Air 2. Having a blast with it. Found a problem with it, which
we'll get into that in a minute. Yep.
Out on that. But other than that, actually had some bad weather today, so it was not a good day to fly. But for the most part, it's been pretty good, although it's been a tad bit windy down here. And then what? We got a tropical storm warning. Okay, there's tropical storms hitting Carolina. Okay, our hurricane season doesn't start till June 1st. It's like chill out, okay? We've had enough with COVID-19. Now we're getting hurricane season hitting us. I'm just like, or no, we're not going there. We want to enjoy drones right now. So.
Well, guess what? We're getting the same. The hurricanes affecting us just like you. Our weather's messed up all week. Wind, clouds.
Yeah, and it just when that happens, it's like any kind of flying. You better put on your prop guards and get ready to fly inside because it's not going to happen outside. I'll tell you that.
All right, Bryan, welcome back to the show. You haven't been in a while. How are you?
Everything is spectacular. Everything is incredible. I'm having so much fun. Now, I only went through 2 batteries with the Mavic Air.
Wow.
Now, I went and did because I went and watched Ken's video about him taking up he crashed it, in that building and all that,
Right.
I watched that video. It was really a good video to watch. So I watched that. But I said, okay, well, I watched that video. And then a couple of days later, I got mine. And I said, well, I'm going to try something. I'm going to go out and do exactly what he did. I didn't calibrate anything. I've flown it 2 times around that office building where all that interference when the Mavic Mini comes. You know those white buildings I fly around?
Yep, I love that location. Yep.
Yeah, that office plaza. It's dead right now because nobody's working. But
right.
I flew it all around there. Never did an IMU. I never even did a compass calibration on that thing. Then I flew it at that park I always go to. I went out about 2,700 feet. Not a single issue. That thing is like butter. That thing flies like butter, man.
It's DJI, right?
This thing is so much better than the Mavic Pro. It's just so much better. I mean, so much better than just the Mavic Pro, regular Mavic. Not the Mavic. I don't have the Mavic 2, but I'm talking about the Mavic Pro. It's so much better than that.
Well, believe me, Brian, even compared to the Mavic 2, I can't tell you that it flies any different. It's no worse flying than the Mavic 2. It's like flying the same drone.
I mean, that thing, and plus how quiet it is. I mean, I can't get over how quiet it is.
No, I was going to ask, is that the quietest one yet?
No, I think the Anafi's still quieter, but it's close. Yeah. It's close, you know.
Yeah.
As far as DJI drones, it's the quietest by far. You know?
Right.
But I mean, I'm just so impressed with that thing. I'm going to get another one of them suckers.
You told me that
before they take them off the market. I'm getting another one of them.
Well, we're going to get in that taken off the market in a minute here. But, what was your exact quote to me? You said you're going to sell. When you sell some crap off around here, you're going to pick up the second one.
Oh, I already sold. I sold. I think 5 things last week. Plus, I gave about 8 or 9 away. So I'm dwindling my inventory little by little.
Right.
I sent RC Crazy. I sent him 5, and then I gave Mike McReynolds. I sent him 3.
Oh, good.
And I sold 5, and then I got 3 or 4 more over there in the corner. I'm just going to throw in the garbage because the batteries are obsolete. You can't get parts, and so I'm just pitching them out. So I'm trying to wean out this garbage. You know,
I'm trying to do the same thing, wean them out or whatever. Marcus, would you go over the story that hit I guess last week? People that ordered the Fimi X8 2020 from Banggood, they all got an email. What was it, middle of last week?
Yeah. So
it wasn't a good email, was it?
It's typical, right? I mean, you know, we all deal with these Chinese retailers, and it's always the same story. So those of us that did that initial order of the Fimi X8 SE 2020 version on Banggood, it said that it would ship on the 15th of May. You knew it was a pre-order from the beginning, but it said it would ship on the 15th of May. So now they're saying, due to the adjustment of the Spring Festival holiday, some of our logistics company partners are still in holiday, yada, yada, yada. They're saying it's going to ship within 2 weeks. So that's all well and good. So we'll give them till the end of the month, and let's see if the thing ships. But a lot of people I would say the 4 of us have all dealt with these companies before, so we kind of expect it. But you have to imagine most people, they take them at their word, right? And so they're very disappointed, and they're canceling orders. And honestly, I don't blame them one single bit. But then here's the other thing about it. You remember the $299 special drawing? Well, a lot of people have been posting that, yes, they did win the drawing. And now they're all posting, yes, they did get their credit back. But there's a little bit of a catch. Some of the people that got their credit back, they can't find their order anymore, so they don't even know if they've got the drawing coming. So, you know, they might just be out $300. I don't know. It's crazy stuff. It's typical of these retailers. And what I would say, if anybody's in that situation, if you ordered with your credit card or with PayPal, address it. Don't even bother with Banggood. Address it with your credit card or with PayPal. In other words, I would give it a period of time to see if your drone shows up. If it doesn't, then make sure you go to your credit card. Or actually, what you probably should do is file a dispute right away. That way it's on the books, and you don't lose it. But I can't remember. Bill, do you know how long it is? How long you have to file a dispute? I can't remember.
With PayPal or your credit card, it's
different. With either one of them. Is it?
Well, I think with I think you have up to 45 days.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 45 days with credit cards, and I think it's maybe even a little bit longer with PayPal.
Anyway, anybody that's in that situation with that refund thing, I think that's the first thing you should do, because you're probably going to struggle getting a right story out of Banggood, is my suggestion. So anyway, that's kind of the as the world turns with Banggood.
Thank you for that report, Marcus. That I know we have a lot of people in here tonight who did pre-order the FEMA X8 2020. So I know they'll appreciate that update. Well, they've all got the email, but appreciate that we've kind of talked about it. And your advice is just to hang in there for the most part, right?
Well, I think that's an individual choice. Because I have my first X8 SE took 4.5 months to get here. So yeah, I'm going to hang in there. But I totally understand if you don't want to. So that's, I think, a personal choice.
I think Bryan had a long wait on his first FEMA also.
Yeah, a real long wait. It was canceled once, and then that was such a pain. And then the Xeno too. So,
right.
I think I ordered 5 Xenos. I got 2, and one of them's a piece of garbage. So, I'm really into being bent over by Hubson on that deal.
That Pro's still giving you problems with the lens, huh?
Yep. It just so frustrating, And then Hubson, when I got a hold of them, they won't do anything. They told me, "Oh, you have the wrong memory card in there." Yeah, get out of here. Broke your memory card.
Crazy. Hey, okay. Now Bill's got a couple of stories for us. He's actually got a discovery with flying his Mavic Air 2 this weekend. But before we get in that, just touch a little bit on a story we're going to go deeper into tomorrow night on Road Talk Live. There's been a legal battle between Autel and DJI. Apparently, DJI violated a patent that Autel had in place about folding arms on foldable drones. And Bill's got more details on this than me. And we're going to give the short version tomorrow and really dive into it tomorrow night. Bill, take it away.
Sure thing, Ron. What happened was the locking mechanism on the props, okay, when you go in and you twist and you push them in to lock them in, Autel held the patent on that, all right? And because Autel held, this is what they claim, all right? And it was ruled in court. The court ruled in favor of Autel that they had the patent on it. And right now, apparently, the judge can force DJI not to be able to sell drones that have that locking mechanism here in the United States. That would exclude the Mavic Air 2. The Mavic Air 2's locking mechanism is different. So those of you that have the Mavic Air 2, there's no worries about that. But pretty much everything else is fair game. The Autel also wants the judge to include the Inspire 1 and 2 and also the Phantom 4 in this. And I'll give you my Reader's Digest version here, plain and simple. Okay, DJI's lawyers are going to eat Autel lawyers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It will not happen, guys. I'm going to tell you that right now. There is way too much money on the table for DJI.
Well, I think I'm going to throw my 2 cents in before Marcus jumps in. I think this outfit that's doing this, I think they're just patent trolls. I think that's what they are, okay? And that's what this is all about. This is what this case is. This is a patent troll case, and Autel's going to try to suck up a little bit of cash, but there's no way in hell they're going to be able to pull this. There is no way in hell they're going to be able to stop DJI from selling their products and doing all this crap. This is all some bluster going on. The initial judge in cases that are like this, the initial judges have to follow the absolute letter of the law, and there might be some kind of but once you get to the appellate judges and all that's going to change, and this is not going to happen. Plain and simple, it's not happening. Period.
Agree 100%, Brian.
So they're not going to come. They're not going to raid my house and take my drones away from me.
No, this ain't the Kodak Polaroid deal. This is not that at all. I actually read from them patent troll lawyers. I actually read their whole thing last night. I read the whole, their summary or whatever it is that they presented to the court, and I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, yeah, this ain't happening. So
Canadian Drone Pilot has a really good post up there, Ron. Not the most recent one, but a couple back, where he's talking about that the patent is so broad that it is not enforceable. I mean, it would be like patenting a propeller on an airplane. So, yeah.
The absolute most I could see by reading that summary from those patent troll lawyers, the absolute most it's going to be where DJI is going to have to give Autel, 15 cents for every drone they sell or some crap like that. It's going to
Bryan nailed it. Okay.
some kind of license thing.
Here's
like
the thing. Autel is probably strapped for cash. All right. Because as you know, it wasn't until the last minute that they were able to secure their booth at whatchamacallit in
yes.
Yes.
See,
how
Marcus.
And how much that booth cost them, Bill?
At least 150K is from what I understand. I mean, they had to end up getting the money from the parent company over in China to be able to get the booth, and that was at the last minute. This is all about a play for some quick cash for Autel, okay? Because I think they're hurting. I think they're really hurting for cash. That's
and for the patent trolls, like Bryan says. I mean,
yeah, the patent trolls. That's what they're out there for. They're
exactly.
out there for being able to hunt up some good cash for operating funds for Autel. That's all this is.
And I want to thank our good friend Stephen Ewing. He sent me a message today. He was very concerned about the Autel lawsuit. So I hope he puts some fears to rest out there. Then thanks for Bryan for going through those legal briefs and giving us his expert legal opinion tonight. That was impressive, Bryan. So, but Bill has maybe even a more interesting story here about the new ADSB on the Mavic Air 2. He's found maybe we call a bug in it. Maybe
I think we can definitely say a bug. On Friday, and I didn't have a screen recording of this. I was up about 100 feet, and I saw the notification come across on the app that aircraft in the area. All right. So I clicked on the map to expand the map. Nothing showed. So I touched all three of the filters under the airplane symbol. Nothing showed, but I didn't have screen recording on. So when I was out on yesterday, when I went out, I was getting ready to take off. It was on the pad. Same thing happened. I did have the screen recorder on this time, and same thing. I did not show anything on the map. I expanded the map. I touched the two top options. I didn't touch the third option, and I'm getting right through the calls and the comments on that one. All right. Then about 10, 15 minutes later, completely, I mean, the time frame was pretty far away from that. I'm getting ready to take off again. And now what's nice is on my Galaxy Note 10, when it does a screen recording, it also records audio on there. You could clearly hear an aircraft in the area. And I'm looking on the app. There was nothing that came up on the app. Now, I've had dozens of comments today saying no. And what I did was I put a clarification on my I put a pinned note up at the top of that. There's a clarification, okay? With very few exceptions, every private aircraft in the United States has to have an ADSB transmitter in the on position anytime they are airborne. It's not optional, okay? Unless you fit into those categories in that note, okay? It's certain airspace, it's certain altitudes, and believe me, it's a very, very few exceptions to this, all right? Well, I had a couple other gentlemen in the comments section said the same thing happened to them. One guy said I had a Cessna 172 overhead me. I could see it, read the tail number on it, and nothing came up on the app. So there is obviously something that needs to be done. I think it's an app issue more than the transmitter. I don't think it's an issue with the transmitter at all, because if it was, it wouldn't even be picking it up. It's obviously picking these planes up, but there's no on the display. It's not there. There's nothing there on the display. So my gut feeling is there's some type of an update that needs to be done for the DJI Fly app to get this taken care of.
Hey, Bill, I see Lauren's in it. Maybe he can shed some light on it for us. But I agree with you, because I had exactly the same experience with regard to I get the warning, and then I look on the map, and I don't see the aircraft. So I'm with you. I thought I was just doing something wrong. So So
well, you see, Cigar Nation Warriors, what he said in his comment, ADSB installs are having issues. So, there's your answer for that. So I think this is one we're going to have to stay tuned for. It's just going to take a while. And here's how I approach this. Okay. And I'll give you an analogy here. All right. I have, my wife, when I drive my wife's car, okay, I have, I don't know, it's not called lane assist, but blind spot monitors, okay, on my truck. And it will tell me when there's something there where I can't, well, it's my blind spot, which is fantastic. And I use it all the time, probably a little too much sometimes. Now, if I'm driving my wife's car, I have to remember she doesn't have blind spot monitors. So I got to be active here. And here's the same application here. All right. It's going to be good. Turn your head up, look side to side, look all around you, do a 360, and then take off before you do that. And listen, keep these things attuned, because it's just going to, until this gets perfected, it's kind of like it's the new kid on the block kind of a thing. And it's just going to take a while. I would say this. I would say I'm not even gonna regard it as real until it's like, time and time again. Every time I use it, when it works, it works. All right. I'm not going to be trusting it for a while. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to be going by my senses from now on until they get a fix for it and it's shown that it works.
Hey, Ron, can you indulge me here for just a second? So I've been talking to Ryan over at RD's Drone Reviews and John Coopy, and they've had a little bit of confusion about how you fold out the arms on the new Mavic Air 2. So yeah, you guys, just for your information, you fold out the front two arms first, and instead of pulling these out, you just fold them down like that, pull them backwards and out.
Am I wrong to say that's the exact way the Mavic 2 opens up?
That is exactly the same way. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for covering that story, Bill. And that is definitely something to watch. And a couple of people in chat, including Canadian Drone Pilot and Lauren, let you know that there was an update to the DJI Fly app today. It was upgraded to version 1.1.2, and it says it fixed crashing issues and improves app stability. It doesn't mention anything about improving ADSB. And I did download the app, and I fired up the drone, and there's no firmware updates for the drone. All it is that app update. Yeah.
So it's probably going to be at least a couple of weeks or so before I expect to see anything. But I think DJI is going to address it. I mean, it's like, remember when I found precision landing issue on the Mavic 2 series? Okay. Mm-hmm. My wife's the one that actually found it, because it's going to land on the roof, Bill. And I'm like, oh, what am I looking at? I'm like, holy crap. And I took the drone up and took care of it. And, there we are. We found that it, no precision landing. It did get addressed, and they addressed it pretty timely back then. And I think with something like this, because it's a safety concern, I think they'll get it addressed as soon as possible.
Good to hear. And we haven't, I guess it's been out a week now. Weren't we supposed to might get a firmware update in a week's time to make it compatible with the smart controller? Wasn't that a rumor that was out there?
Yeah, there was a heavy rumor coming up about that, and I think that's probably going to be on hold for maybe at least a week or so until they get this taken care of.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, you got the full strength stuff. I just have the imitation.
So I'm going to move this camera for a minute and show you the new family here of Mavics. We have
That's impressive.
The little Air. We have the the new the Mini, the Air 2, and then we have the full size Mavic 2 series. So the family is kind of complete now. Anybody have a personal favorite?
I like them all, Ron, and I'll bet you, I know Brian will say the same thing, and I'll bet Bill does too.
All the above.
Yeah, looks real good, Ron. I love the controller on that Mavic Air too. I even said that in my unbox. That is so much better. How they kept that other design for all those years is beyond me.
Somebody asked me just today, they said, well, how do you like the new controller? You know, like they were like, how can you put up with this thing? I was telling them, no, just out of the box. This is much I tolerated this controller. This is the controller. And I don't know if you're like me. I kind of prefer the phone being on top. Well, I know you prefer because you're the one who used to have that nice contraption where you put it on these type of controls and you put the phone on top. What company was it? Polar Pro. It made the one you like?
Polar Pro. I have all three of them for the Mavics, the Air, the Spark. I had the one which works on the Mini because I sold my Spark, and then I have the one for the Mavic Pro. But I bought all three of them suckers because those things where you put that is so cumbersome. The thing never fits in there right. It's always cockeyed this way or that way, or it's just it's so I just hate it. Just hate that.
And you had to take your case off for this one. I can clip. I don't have one of those OtterBox cases. I have a thin rubber case, but these little clips here, my case fits right under these little like stick out clips, and it fits in perfectly with my little rubber case.
It's right in there. My iPhone 11 Pro Max fits right in there, no problem. No problem.
Hey, so Ryan, I've got the same phone as you do. The only thing, I mean, I agree with you, no problem. But boy, you really have to stretch it, and if you don't have your case on there, you want to be careful when you put it in there.
Right. Yeah. And then it can hit the buttons, the volume buttons a little bit. So you got to wiggle or. Now you can kind of get around that if you flip it the other way, but I always like it to where the plug is on the right side. I don't like to flip it over, but I mean, you can. It makes it a little bit easier as far as hitting the buttons. But whatever.
To your point, it's still 10 times better than that old design.
It's a million times better.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no comparison in those controllers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even.
Well, plus, let's see. Like I said, I've burned through 6 batteries. This thing is still. Let's see. Let me hit the button. We'll see where it's at here. It's it's still blinking the last dot. So, and I've flown 6 batteries through the drone already.
Now, did you see on the back of that controller, it's got that vent in there, that screen. Now, I didn't hear no fan or nothing running in there.
This is right there.
Did you guys hear a fan going in there?
I did not.
No,
I didn't hear it either.
I know I know the Autel Evo has a fan in theirs, in their controller, but they have a screen in there too. They
create more heat. Yeah.
And then that Vitus, you remember that Vitus thing I bought for the 200?
Yeah.
That thing had a fan in there, but it was noisy as hell. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
That fan was loud as a car engine.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. It's pretty bad.
Huh. What have you guys thought of the Fly app? Well, I'm going to call it the newly improved Fly app for the Mavic Air 2. I was afraid at first when this would come out and they said it was going to operate the Fly app because I was thinking the Fly app, it's okay for the Mini, but it's like terrible, whatever. Well, now I'm starting to really like the Fly app now with the enhancements. And another thing, I was worried too that this controller didn't have the exposure wheel on the right-hand side like the Mavic 2 series did, but I kind of like using like on the app to move the exposure up and down and the shutter up and down. So I'm really have converted. I didn't like the idea of the flap or using the flap, but now I think I really like it. Marcus wants to make a point here.
Well, other than, I'm kind of confused with the Mini. You know how we can control the gimbal speed and the I can't remember what they call it, the amount of overrun in the gimbal, when you let go of the controls and I can't remember what the name for it is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But it had 2 sliders for both of those. It doesn't have that for the Mavic Air 2.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that not there?
Oh,
and
wow.
then also, we need an adjustment to slow down that yaw.
Right. It doesn't have the the adjustments in there like the Mavic 2 series has.
Well, no, but even the Mini has it in the Fly app. I don't know.
So that's hopefully that's a software update coming down the road too. So how can you have less features in the Mavic Air 2 than you do in the Mini?
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, you may want to send Lauren. He has got room for one more on the panel.
Oh yeah, yes. He's allowed to come on.
Evidently I think he's asking there.
You
So
saying so?
It's coming on Facebook, Lauren.
Yeah. Well, but I'd be glad to hear. I want to hear what Ryan and Bill have to say too. But I like the Fly app. I'm good with it.
the Fly app is good. Okay, well, my number one beef. Marcus and I have the same number one beef with the Fly app. It's the white letters on a white sky background garbage that I don't know how many times I've said it to DJI. Put some colored font on there or something so we could see the daggone. I mean, it's just, and it's critical information. It's like battery information on there. Okay, it's like, what the heck? Get this addressed, get this taken care of.
And you'd think it'd be so easy, right?
Yeah, that should be an easy fix.
Yeah.
The Fly app in and of itself, I really like it. It's not heavy menu like the DJI Go 4 app, which is good. I think it's more user friendly again, which is good. It's just like, it's still being baked. Let me put it to you that way. It's still in the oven. We're waiting for it to it's like when you put lasagna in the oven, it takes a while to cook all the way through. And that's, I think, what we're doing here. We're waiting to get the Fly app. Remember, we've only had it since November. Okay. The Go 4 app's been out for like forever. So, it's just like, it's still under refinement, as they like to say, kind of a thing, and software testing kind of a thing. In software testing, you know what? And I'm going to tell you this, being a software tester for a profession, it never ends. Okay. It absolutely never ends. And I've heard a lot of people say, oh, we're doing the beta testing for DJI or, whoever, for FEMI or Hubsan or whoever. And in a way we are. I mean, you can only test so many combinations and permutations, but you have to get it out in the real world. You have to let people use it in real day life, how they're going to use it, because you don't know what you're going to run into, kind of a thing.
Ron at 3X Drones makes a really good point there. I totally agree with him. I like that battery meter where it's the slide, and you can see right where you are, how close you are to that return to home point, etc. On the Go 4 app.
That is a nice feature.
Yeah. What I want to know is when Bryan is going to fly it without a mobile device, like the Mini.
I don't even know if it will. I didn't even try it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't tried it yet.
I'm just putting you on the spot.
I'll do it. I'll do it, man. But the Mini has a halo without the mobile device. I tried that. I made a video about that.
Oh, I know. That's why I said it. Yeah.
The only one I think that they make that's not restricted is the Mavic Pro. You can fly the Mavic Pro for a long way without using a phone. But I know the Spark was range limited out to like 300 feet. And the Mini seemed to I think they just left the same algorithm in there for the Mini, because I tried the Mini and it stopped once it got about 300 feet out, 100 feet up in the air. The joystick wouldn't do anything. I think they do that because they think it's novice people, and if they can't see that screen, they're going to lose sight of the quadcopter, so they cripple it like that. So you have to have the FPV signal to be able to go out. I think that's why they do that. Yeah. They don't want people to lose their stuff.
Right.
Mavic 2 Pro is the same way. You can fly it without a mobile device at all, but it's range limited, and I can't remember what it is, Bryan.
From what I remember flying the Mavic Pro, I flew that a pretty good way without the phone, and I didn't have any issues with it at all. But there's a lot of telemetry. It has that little screen there.
Right.
And you can actually fly it by even that little screen, even though there's no graphics on it. You can tell by watching the numbers and the heading and all that. I mean, if you know that stuff, you can fly it with those numbers, So.
Yep, I agree.
Welcome to the show, Lauren. How are you tonight?
Not bad. Yourself?
We're all excited about that Mavic Air 2 here. We think it's a real winner.
Yeah. Two problems. Just the only reason I wanted to come on is I just wanted to help somebody or some people understand that the usual tradition. Oh, hang on a second. There we go. Just had to mute something. The usual tradition is they will do any bug squashing and stuff like that for any of the updates before they start adding the features back in. You know, let's get the base unit working to everybody's satisfaction, then we'll add the features back in. The thing with Bill's issue with the ADSB, I've kind of noticed the same thing too, and I put it forward that it's something they need to kind of look at, but I'm not sure what Bill did. I watched his video there, but I don't know if you left your settings on high, but
Okay.
Myself, I leave it on low.
Well, let me tell you this. Okay, I tried it on Friday. I didn't screen record that, and I had the same result. I had it on low. I tried all three options. I had it on low, I had it on medium, and I had it on the high. Same three options. It said there was a plane, and this message stuck for a while. I mean, it wasn't just that it was up there and then it went. Okay, it was up there for a while, so I was reasonably certain there was a plane in the area. And I first thing I hit was the low, and I'm looking all over that map, and I don't see anything, nothing.
Well, one thing I've found, like with myself, as well as if you are not actually in the air, you don't get the full notifications that you normally would.
And see, I was in the air that time.
Okay. No, like I say, I didn't see it. I just went on the video that you had posted. So, yeah, that's definitely something they need to look at then.
At least it does tell you, though, well, except for in that one case, Bill, but like when I was flying out at the Snake River Canyon, I had my wife with me, which was awesome because she helped me spot. You know, I got a couple of warnings, and I had her looking, and she was able to, because I was flying, she was able to spot the aircraft before I did, and it was very helpful in that regard.
I've had so much flying I've had so much fun flying the Mavic Air too. I never even think about the ADSB feature, whatever. I'm just having such a good time out there. I mean, to me, this thing flies just like the Mavic 2. I mean, it's great in the wind. It's fast. It flies smooth. Even though I can't even fine tune in the controls, just the pre-settings, like the P mode, sport mode, and tripod mode. They're almost perfect, and I just can't tell you how much I enjoy flying this thing, Lauren.
Cigar Nations, for your question on the setting on that, go to your safety, and then it's under the advanced settings.
Thank you for that, Lauren.
Yeah.
And Bill made a point earlier about it only being $7.99. I mean, for the price of $7.99, I just can't believe all the stuff you get in this drone and how good it is. I mean, I think it may not be the best drone in the world, but for the money, it's close to being the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go ahead, Lauren. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Well, I was just going to say that I completely agree. You know, we talk about value in drones all the time and bang for the buck and what you get for the money. And, you know, I always talk about the original Hubsan Xeno, that you get a lot of drone for, $250 or whatever. Well, I think this Mavic Air 2 is that same kind of value, except for further up the food chain a little bit, more features, a much better drone. But for $799, holy cow! A year ago we'd have paid $1,500 for what that drone is bringing to us now. So it's just a tremendous value.
What I was going to mention there was about the Autel / DJI legal battle. I did a post in my group about that a few hours ago, and like it's actually such an easy fix. If you've actually looked at the prop mounts on your motors, it's simply 3 screws. And so to get over the patent infringement, all they need to do is change those prop mounts. And what I've put forward is to, for the next while, possibly include a new mounts like they have on the Mavic Air 2. Include some new mounts for any of the affected drones in the replacement prop sets. Okay, and whether that happens or not, who knows? But if you look at the Mavic Air 2, they've already updated those so that they aren't a patent infringement. The only thing is, fair warning, if you haven't been told already, you can put the wrong props on the wrong motors.
Right.
So be very careful of your color coding on that.
Is that why they made such a big deal about having the bags, and the bags were color coded along with the stickers on the Mavic Air 2 on the arm?
Yeah, and if I don't know if you should be getting the warning also when you start up the drone and stuff like that, that to ensure your props are installed correctly. That is part and parcel of that color coding and the new locking design.
Hey, Lauren, I've got an observation with regard to the props on the Mavic Air 2. What I've noticed is these props are a lot stiffer than they are on the Mavic 2 Pro.
Yeah,
for sure.
I noticed that right away.
Yeah.
Right away.
Is that a purposeful thing, Lauren?
Oh, absolutely. if you've, shall we say, flown aggressively, you'll really appreciate those stiffer props. It was so funny because Saturday we did a little bit of a group fly-in, and with the group of people, like we had 8 people out there, all nicely spaced out, doing our social distancing thing, and I was kind of in the middle, and it's funny because I shouted at everybody. I said, "Coming in hot, right?" And like I was coming in at about 30 miles an hour, and basically just pulled back on the stick, and I stopped right over top my landing pad, and everybody's going, "Whoa," But I said, that's part of the reason of those stiffer props, because when you put that much force on it, it reacts so nicely. There's a lot of reviewers have mentioned how the control on it is a lot smoother and stuff. That's part of those thicker props, is because without that flex, it's more responsive.
I wanted to update something. Under the safety setting, under the app, all that does is let you be able to toggle AirSense on. When you touch the map in the lower left corner, that's where it gives you the option for the settings for the aircraft, for the low, the medium, and the high. Just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
correct.
Thank you.
That's
very interesting news on the prop. I actually hadn't examined that closely to figure out that they were stiffer props, but that's a good piece of information.
Yeah, with all the previous props that are under kind of the issue, there's no issue of mixing up the props because you can only put the right ones in the right spot.
Yeah.
But now with the new design to get past that, it's fair game.
So, but Lauren, let's be clear. The worst thing that would happen if somebody put them on wrong is their drone might flip over or something, right? I mean, it wouldn't take off, right?
No, it's just going to go like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done that a few times. They just always just go like that.
Yeah,
it's just like pancake, like that.
Yeah.
Hey Brian, when I got my first Bang & Tools X16, I got one of the props on wrong or whatever, and the thing it didn't even take off. It just, as soon as I hit it, just flipped right.
Yeah, that's what they do, right? Like that, flop, like that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to call it. Was a pancake flip.
There you go.
Hey, Lauren, got a question for you. I noticed when I was out flying on Saturday, I had wind gusts of about 15 miles an hour. And Marcus was telling me he watched Billy Kyle's video. The gimbal was moving. I mean, it was like several times I had to put it, snap it back into place with an adjustment. Have you had that happen?
No, actually, to be honest, that's the first time I've heard of that happening.
Yeah, it happened to me several times, and I know Marcus just told me it happened to Billy Kyle too.
In sport mode.
Yeah. Well, let me describe the problem. It's happened to me, Lauren, even on the Mavic 2 series. When I put the camera in the position where I've got the bottom third of the ground is shot and 2/3, is up in the sky. So I'm aiming it kind of maybe upwards. When I hit a strong wind, when I fly into the wind, it pushes the gimbal back into the position where it's showing most of the ground rather than showing most of the sky. And that happened to me again many times in the Mavic 2 Pro, and it happened to me with the Mavic Air 2 this weekend on the beach when I flew into the wind.
Okay, no, can't say I've heard of that. Well, I shouldn't say no. I haven't heard of it, and I haven't had it happen to me, so I don't know what to tell you.
Well, Ron, I actually noticed that didn't happen to me, but if you look at the design of it, the way they have the head of the lens sticking out there, and then they have that big amount of room between the top of the like right up in there, all that air could get blown in there and pushed down on the top of the camera.
Correct.
It could go right up in there. There's a lot of room up there.
Yep. And down to shore, down to shore, there on the beach, there's a lot of strange gusty wind that you don't get anyplace else.
Right. I know when I watch your videos, you can see. I can always tell how windy it is by watching the waves.
Yeah.
I don't have to see like my videos. There's always trees because I live in an area where there's always trees. All I have to do is go look at the trees, and you can see them flopping all over the place. But all I have to do is watch the waves over at your place, and I can see how windy it is just by watching all that water flopping around,
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren, can I give you some news to pass back to DJI? This is the easiest to put on gimbal cover that they've ever done.
It's by far the best.
Yeah, I said that.
It's a good one, no doubt.
Well, if you guys don't have anything else for me, I'm out of here.
All right, Lauren. Thank you, Lauren.
You can uncover that stuff behind you again, Lauren.
What's that?
How's the weather up in Canada this week, Lauren?
Oh, actually, I should show you a good little just a teaser clip that I put together. I don't know if you're interested in it or not, but a little teaser clip that I put together.
We'll take a look at it.
Okay, just give me a second here.
All right.
Because I think no, hang on.
Oh, I was going to say, I heard the music. That sounded pretty good.
Oh, he took himself out while he was trying to get his video rolling.
Yeah.
We'll get him back in here, but everybody here, does everybody agree the Mavic Air 2 is a complete success?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Boy, it's a home run.
I love it.
Hey, let me tell you.
This one's no turn, right?
Oh, he's back. Where's back?
Oh, that's bad.
No, it's not. It's not, Ron. It's not a third.
Okay, now let's try this again here. There we go.
Okay, I see it. I'm going to share it here. All right, there. Oh, there we go.
So here's what you get when you're flying above 6,000 feet up here right now.
Cavalry Drone Group. What kind of trees are they, Lauren?
Tall.
Just pines.
Just fine.
Nothing real special.
You still got a little snow around up there.
Oh yeah. Well, that's above 6,000 feet.
Yeah, 6,000 feet, you're going to have snow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. that clear cut, Warren? Is that what that is?
Those mountains are beautiful. These are the ice of the river. Oh, look, there's the air.
Well done.
Yeah, well done, Mark.
So anyway, yeah, that basically I just wanted to show off that snow above the 6,000.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the kind of stuff I fly in. So.
In fact, Lauren, I'm sure it's the same for you. We're supposed to get some precip in the next couple of days, and at that altitude, it's going to be more snow. You know, it's still snowing up there.
Actually, nothing for us. Nothing. We're scheduled for some rain, but not likely for snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's Anyway, yeah. Okay, I'm out. Later.
Good night, Brian. Thanks for dropping in.
Yep. Bye.
Take care. Brian, when was it you met Josh up at that lake you fly up all the time? And it was already springtime. You guys got up there and it was snow all over the place.
Well, that was just a freak. That was a freak storm that came in during the night when we were sleeping. We had no idea that was going to be like that when we woke up.
But wasn't the day before it was kind of decent, right?
It was real nice. It was real nice. As a matter of fact, it snowed that night in the middle of the night over by Josh's house, which is like 5 minutes from me. But my house, there was not one drop of snow.
It made for great video, that's for sure.
But it was cold too, though. I mean, it was really cold up there because those lakes are up in the mountains up there. That's not like, below sea level type stuff. That's like way above sea level.
Right. And what Josh tested out as Zeno-2 for the first time up there?
Yep. We went there, and then we went to Lake Donegal after that. We stopped at both of them places that day. I still have videos that I haven't posted from there. Because my queue is so huge of videos that I think it's up to 77 now.
Holy guacamole.
Yeah. I have 77 videos that I haven't posted that are sitting on private.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Well, you got more unreleased tracks than the Beatles or whatever.
I made what, 7 or 8 videos yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, I went up to the office place. I did a couple. I went over to the park. I did a few. Did a couple unboxings. I did about 7 or 8 yesterday.
Productive day.
I
like when you went over to that mall, the mall where the Dawn of the Dead movies filmed before, and it was deserted because of the coronavirus. It looked you could have filmed another Dawn of the Dead with nobody.
Right. Well, I want to take the Mavic. I want to take the Mavic Air 2 over there. But that going around that mall, I couldn't have done that with any DJI drone. I don't think the Anafi is the only one that could lose a signal like that and still keep going.
Keep on going. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Brian, what are you saying? Are you saying you lost FPV, but you still had control signal?
No. I couldn't. You could never do a video like that without autonomous flight.
Waypoint. He did a waypoint.
Waypoints.
Yeah, you had to, because as soon as where I was, where the video started is where I was. Okay, as soon as it got around the first corner, that was gone. The signal and everything. So you're just like crossing your fingers at that point. Hopefully, it's coming back.
Yeah.
But the Anafi, it never fails. It can go until the battery goes.
Yeah, that's a good feature too. I always forget about that.
You know, you set that autonomous flight, it's just going to do it and come back as long as there's enough battery. Whether you got signal or not, it doesn't matter. You know,
right? It knows where it's going at that point. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. As soon as it went around the first corner, as soon as it went around the first building, my signal was gone. So I'm just sitting there, you know, twiddling. I set the controller down on the hood of the car, and I was sitting there hitting on my vape. Well,
right.
Going around the
circle. Your vape, yeah.
Right, because it took 6.5 minutes to go around the mall.
That's amazing.
You know? So, but you know I could probably do that. I could probably do that with my Mavic Pro with the Lychee app.
Right.
But I don't know because I looked into that, and some people are saying that with the Lychee app, if it loses the signal like that, it'll fly away.
Really?
Yeah. There's no guarantee that it's gonna finish that mission and come back. So I never did that. I've used the waypoints on the Lychee app, but I never did it to where I would lose signal.
Well, a lot of people claim the waypoint app for the Parrot drones, the Anafi and the Bebop 2, is the best waypoints app out there.
The one for the Anafi and the Bebop 2 are the best. That's the best autonomous stuff out there. DJI stuff is nowhere close to that.
The other thing about that Anafi that is just always so underrated, and I know Ron knows what I'm going to say, it's that camera. That is just a phenomenal camera on that little drone.
It is. And that's only a 2-axis gimbal.
I know. Yeah.
And
you'd never know it.
The summer that thing came out,
you'd never know it.
The summer that thing came out, Brian bought it, and he always said how good it was. But a lot of the big reviewers, they poo-pooed it and, said, well, it doesn't have a 3-axis gimbal, and it doesn't have this, doesn't have that, or whatever. And then, they had to eat their words about 6 months to a year later when it got all these firmware updates, and it got much, much better.
But I thought it was great out of the box.
It came out at the worst time possible. That's why.
Right.
The Mavic 2 came out, and everybody said, Parrot what?
Right.
That was well. Billy Kyle said, I'll never forget, because he was one of the rare people that got invited to their Parrots event, for the launch event for the Anafi. He said it was polar opposite from DJI. He said they had it in a hotel. It was like in a fairly large room, like a ballroom, but it was still kind of stuffy, and just there wasn't any. He didn't even get one to test. I mean, it was just oh, here, it's nice to see you. Why don't you say some nice things about us? Here's our business card. See you later, kind of a thing. They botched it too. Yeah, they botched that. They absolutely botched that launch like nobody's business.
Right, somebody like Billy should be leaving with one.
They should have given him one, and he was telling me. He said, you know what, Bill? He said that was one of the most frustrating things in the world. He says, because you expect to go to an event like that, when you get invited like that, I mean, it's you figure you're going to be able to come away with something. Nothing. He said absolutely nothing.
They gave him a kick in the ass with a frozen boot.
That and he had to pay his $25 to park in New York City.
Poor baby. He got over it though.
Yeah, he did.
And he actually bought one eventually, and I think he kind of liked it, but it got a lot of. It didn't get much better with the firmware updates.
Well, their software is second to none. Period. As far as their waypoints and all that crap, nobody's software is better than theirs.
Yeah.
And that app is underrated too. It's one of the easiest to use apps there is.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice.
Things aren't as buried as many levels down as they are on the DJI Go 4 app, and that's probably why the Fly may be a little more user friendly, because things aren't as buried in the settings. Hey, quick question, and I haven't got into this. Marcus already has corrected me on so many things, but does the Mavic Air 2 have waypoints?
No.
Sort of. So
Sort of.
On hyperlapse.
Let me yeah. So when you're doing hyperlapse, exactly.
But you can only set 4 of them.
Right.
Okay. So
it's very, very limited.
Well, here's what I'm referring to. So I called Marcus up the other day, and I think I made this great discovery that the Mavic Air 2 is not all it's cracked up to be. I said, Marcus, the Mavic Air 2 doesn't have follow me or whatever. I went through all the settings and I couldn't find that follow me thing anywhere. That drone isn't what it's cracked up to be. And tell me what you told me, Marcus.
Yeah, well, I just told him you got to. As soon as you draw the box around yourself, it brings up that menu. So
it's always there. You don't have to go into any settings. It's always available. A little bit like Skydio too.
Yeah.
And then
draw a box around yourself, and you got it.
And then I thought I had another scoop on Marcus. I said, Marcus, the quick shot features are just like the Fly, the little Mini. They're real limited or whatever. You can't go far. And Marcus said, no. There's a scroll wheel right to the left where you could adjust the settings. But I never tapped out of it. Every time you did one, this like little video came up showing you how to use the feature, and I never tapped out to see the little wheel below it or whatever. So I thought I had all these great finds, and Marcus kept correcting me.
Sorry, Ron.
But actually, it's good information. I can't wait to get out there and try that follow me now. But of course, like I said, I got the same tropical storm as Bill does. It's so big that it's not only affected Florida off of North Carolina, but it's already affected the Jersey Shore. I mean, it was so cloudy today. It was like one big thick cloud. It was windy, and it's going to be like that for the majority of the week until that system goes someplace.
Same here. We got bad weather until Thursday for sure. Hey, I want to address Daniel Taramina. He's stating there that he's going to sell his Zeno too. And I'm going to say, Daniel, I don't blame you one bit. That drone has been a disappointment.
Daniel, Marcus and I are going to do a show pretty soon where we talk about the Zeno 2 and our disappointments. And
it's not terrible. I don't want to make it sound like it's just horrible, because that's not it. But it could have been so much more.
Right.
Well, Josh's flew good the day he flew at them a couple times up at the lake. It had no problem.
Well, apparently Marcus's doesn't fly as good as mine. These kind of drones, Brian. One's different from the other. Marcus just doesn't fly as good as mine. Mine flies a little bit better.
Well, when I had the old original Zeno out yesterday testing that battery, I got 20 minutes out of it on the first charge. By the way,
nice.
That's great.
It was all over the place, man. I mean, yeah, it was windy, but I mean that thing, the Zeno 1, it has the drop and. It's going this way and going that way. And I was trying to do like I do with the DJI drones. I always do those like real low flights where I'm only a little bit off the ground and I go along the ground with the camera, tilt it down. Try to do that with a Zeno.
Can't be done.
I didn't even think about doing that with a Zeno. Okay. That thing will go right straight into the ground. See you later.
The problem is, Brian, the Zeno 2, even with those downward facing sensors, which you would think would alleviate that, it's no more stable than the original Zeno, in my opinion. I know Ron has a different opinion, and I know Daniel's had some issues too. Bill, I'm kind of anxious to see your impressions when you get yours in the air.
Well, guess what? Mine's on the auction block. I'm just, at this point for me, what I've decided, okay, I'm tossing all my eggs in the FEMI basket because, from the videos I've seen from people that have had the FEMI, it's a workable drone. It's a flyable drone. It doesn't have the issues that the Zeno has.
So Bill, I'm glad you said that, because that's one of the things that kind of tipped me over with the Zeno 2. When I did that comparison video where I flew it side by side with the FEMI, and the FEMI it was like a breath of fresh air after flying the Zeno 2. It's not DJI quality. I want to make that clear. It didn't fly like the Mavic Air 2, but it flew so much better than that Zeno 2. I'm going, what? I can't recommend the Zeno 2. I don't want anybody to spend their money on that.
That FEMI has great range, man.
Yeah.
That thing, that's why I'm not buying the new one, because that regular one I really like the regular one.
And it has one of the best controllers in the industry too. That controller is awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's real nice. I really like it. Yeah. I'm happy.
But of course, Marcus, I keep talking off camera. Like, you know, the Anafi now, you can get it for just a little over $400 a refurb from Amazon, and you see it even new sometimes for around $500 for that price point. You know, it's in the same price point as these drones we're talking about, and it's much better.
Right.
It's a nice. It's nice, man. I had that out to what 20. I haven't really went really far with the Anafi. I think maybe 2,400 feet is the furthest I ever took it. Right. I didn't have no signal drop or nothing like that. But I don't know what the range is on the Anafi, to be honest.
So, Brian, I have had mine out. I was out over Lucky Peak Reservoir where it was, I mean, wide open, and I had just a perfectly clear shot to the drone. I had it out 1.5 kilometers.
Yeah.
And actually I turned it around before I lost signal. Yeah. So I don't know how far it would have gone.
Huh. Yeah, I took it up at that lake and went out like 2,400, something like that. But that's as far as I ever went. I could have went further. I just turned around, you know.
Yeah. Yep. And it's different in an urban. It seems to be more affected in urban environments. And I don't know if it's Wi-Fi interference or what it is, but it doesn't do nearly as well in urban environments.
Yeah, well, when I had the Mavic Air out on Saturday, the new one, I went up to that park that I go to where the ball field and all that crap, and I went out, I don't know, 2,700, something like that, 2,400, and I lost a bar. There was one bar missing off of there. It wasn't, you know, hiccuping or nothing like that, but I noticed one of the bars was gone.
They were starting to drop. Yeah,
they were starting to drop. Where if I would have been at like one of those lakes or whatever, that wouldn't have happened. Yeah. You know, when I took the Mini up there, when I was up there the last time and I went all the way to the end of that lake, that was over 4,000 feet. There was not one bar missing. It was still full signal on there, you know. So that Mini has great range for this supposed Wi-Fi. I don't know about Wi-Fi with that thing. I think
the Mini is the best Wi-Fi drone that there is, period, as far as range and connection.
What Billy Kyle doesn't, you know, that where he goes in college at, he got the Mini out other than almost as far as one of his hockey stick type drones. What was it? He got this thing out like really far.
Right. So there's something about this Wi-Fi. I don't know. It's some kind of OcuSync Wi-Fi. Okay. I've never seen Wi-Fi like this. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely it's the champ of the Wi-Fi drones. Right. That's for sure.
Right. I mean, the Mini has way more range than the Mavic Air, than the original Mavic Air.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But
I'll tell you what, those little parabolic things that I put on that Mavic Air, and I did that long flight last week, those really work for that thing. If you have the original Mavic Air, I can't recommend enough you getting a set of those, because that really makes a big difference in what you can do with that thing. You know, the only thing about the parabolic antennas is you have to be always pointing at the drone. You can't like set the controller down and go, you know, look in the trunk or something of the car. You have to, because the minute you turn that thing away, you're losing the signal. It's gone. You know.
Brian, that's one of my problems. I do that so often. I'll turn around and then I'll wonder why I'm losing connection, you know, and then I go, oh, yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, especially with those parabolic dishes, you have to be pointing at that drone. Mm-hmm. The minute you turn that thing the opposite way, your signal just gone instantly. It just, boom, like that.
Wow.
So you have to stay pointed it, but it'll make it go a lot further as long as you don't mind holding your arms up in the air and holding it out there.
Just like what's his name in Hawaii? Guy lost it.
Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin Dunhill. You've seen him. He'll be holding his controller up like that for minutes. You know,
it gets a little fatiguing, but I think Dustin's like 30 years younger than we are, Marcus.
Oh, that's true.
Right. Huh. I've been watching some range tests on the on the Mavic Air 2, and not for me the big challenge, but some of the smaller guys, and it's not going as far as I thought it was. Like I had one guy, I was watching one guy, he had trouble getting it out like much above 5,000 feet, and I got the Mini out that far.
There could have been a lot of extenuating circumstances for that, though, Ron. I mean, who knows what atmospheric conditions are going on? Believe me, that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Cloud cover, sunspots, and all this other magnetic fields going on, and all this crap. Believe me, that affects all that.
Yeah, I know. I on my first flight, I took it out a little over 3,000 feet, and I mean, I was amazed at how strong the FPV, the quality of the FPV signal from my phone was the whole time. It just looked like high definition, crystal clear, all the way out and back.
Yep, it sure did. Even when I flew mine.
And the Mini, here's something. When I took the Mini out a little over 5,000 feet one time, and what I noticed is when I turned it around to come back to me again, the antennas in the back, as soon as I turned around, I lost signal. I should have flew it backwards to me. I turned that baby around at over 5,000 feet, and I lost it then. But all I do is quickly turn it back around again and regain the signal.
Yeah, I forgot who made a video about that. Somebody said that if you fly out there and then you start to lose signal, just pull back until you get your signal back, then turn around. Yeah. I forgot. Somebody made a video about that.
That's good advice, though.
I can't remember who it was. It was some guy in England.
That's damn good advice.
Yeah.
Ron Levesque agrees with it. He said, with a pair of odds, if you fart, you lose the signal.
Well, that would be bad.
Yeah, it sure would be.
I don't know.
Cigar Nation Word says, if you're selling your Mini, contact me.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Dustin.
There's no way in hell I'd sell my Mini. I sold the Spark, but I won't sell the Mini. No way, no how.
The Mini.
I agree. That Mini's a good drone.
Man, no way, no how would I get rid of it.
Another one that for the price, it's just terrific.
It's just a riot to fly. It's just so much fun to fly. It flies so nice, and Brian, I think probably we fly some of those other drones, and I think whenever we get back into a DJI drone, we're just like, oh yeah, okay, it works.
Right. I was real happy that I got 350 for that Spark.
Oh yeah, you did well.
Yeah. I did better than me. And guess what, Brian? I used that app that you told me that, what's it called, Let Go? And I sold a bunch of things already off of it.
Yeah.
It's a good app.
That's a great app right there.
Yeah. Our friend Blue Sky, the first person in North America to get and make videos on the Zeno 2 says, if the Mavic Air 2 was available last December, I wouldn't have got the Z2. I like flying the Z2, but the camera lens disappointed me. And that's kind of my comment, too. Again, I think mine flies a little bit better than Marcus. The biggest thing I'm disappointed with is that lens flare issue. And if you turn it to the sun at all, even if you're not directed to the sun, the overexposure issue. I'm as disappointed with the camera as I am anything else. The big thing to me, besides the camera, is the landing. A lot of us different on how it hovers and how it takes off, but everybody has the landing issue where when it hits the ground, it thinks it's still in the air. Marcus discovered that on the telemetry, and the propellers continue to spin. You have to hold your thumb down on the left stick longer than any drone I've ever seen.
Right. I said that in the last couple of Zeno videos I made. I said, don't worry about precision landing. Just land it and hold your thumb down until the motors stop. Do not let off of that thing until the motors stop.
Because it'll start taking off again on you.
Oh, yeah. Mine went and did one of them pancakes.
Yeah.
My Zeno did. And that's the problem I have with this Zeno. Ron, you're saying, okay, your Zeno 2 flies better than Marcus's. See, that's where the quality control issues come in. See, you're never going to get that. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, my Mavic Air 2 flies better than Bill's, or you never get that with DJI.
We could swap drones and we never know the difference.
Right. You'd never know the difference.
Yeah.
But you get into these Xenos and all this and these Themes, and the Theme X8 is a little bit better, but I mean, there's still. Look at all the issues I had with the camera before that got straightened out.
Yeah.
DJI, you just don't get this crap. You get like 999 of them, and you might get one that might be a little quirky different. But for the most part, they're all going to be the same, and you could swap them out between us, and you'd never know.
Never know.
But these Hubsons and Themes, well, you're going to know. You're going to know in a minute that that's not yours.
Yeah.
You're going to know, well, mine didn't do that before, but it's doing this now, and all this crap.
Well, just like with the Theme, with the tilted horizon, some people don't have that problem.
Right.
Some people, they're perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Marcus, because he sent me the drone. I had the same tilting issues he had almost exactly. Sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't, and it made no sense when it was there. And sometimes you had to yaw it around real fast and it would clear up. Hey, what's DeMarco talking about here? He's asking us and Brian, what's the name of that app?
The Fly app?
What app were we talking about?
Litchi app? I don't know. Oh, the
Litchi app.
For the Anafi, maybe?
The Litchi, yeah. The Litchi app is a third-party app, that it flies waypoints much well. Actually, DJI didn't.
Let Go is what you're talking about. Yeah, Let Go.
It's a great app. And it also is great for flying older DJI drones. Like it works better on the old Phantom 3s and
right. It works on the Phantom 3 really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just waypoints. You could use that app and never use the DJI app. And I think if you use the Litchi app, you don't get the alert that you can't fly here, there, and there.
Right. You don't get that either.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Litchi app, it works really well. But the DJI never really until last week, they never released that SDK for the Mavic Mini, but now they did. So now they can update the Litchi app to run the Mavic Mini, and you'll be able to do waypoints with the Mini now.
Wow.
But they have to they have to write the code now.
Right.
Because DJI just released the software so people can do that now.
And also the Litchi app for people like goggles. You don't have to buy the expensive DJI goggles. With the Litchi app, you could just use a cheap pair of we call them the goggles when you watch TV and movies on, and just put the code inside of them. So it's a cheap man's way to use goggles if that's your thing.
Let's see it, Marcus.
I want to show you guys something that I'm kind of proud of. I found a crack in my original Xeno here. This drone probably has 1 million miles on it. It earned that crack. You can see it.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
Hold on. It was the Let Go app. It was the Let Go app that DeMarco wanted to know about.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, I'm just going to epoxy that up, and I'm going to put another 1 million miles on this sucker. Anyway, information nobody needed, but anyway.
Hey, Marcus, maybe you could do a comparison video on the stiffness of those props.
There you go.
Don't you have a Mavic too?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think they're stiffer than the Mavic Pro props.
I think
They're
you're right.
harder. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Well,
think
what did that guy say that caused it to be more stable?
Well, he said it made it more nimble. And like he was talking about when he came in for braking, you could really throw the brakes on with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Which kind of makes sense, I guess.
DeMarco needs that app because he needs to sell his Mavic Air.
Yep.
Mavic Air 1. Not 2.
God, that Mavic Air 1, I paid so much money for that. I'm not selling. I'm keeping it. Oh.
He received his Mavic Air 2 on Friday. Only regret is he did not purchase a spare battery for his first DJI drone. But he will receive the Evo 2 6K tomorrow. Wow.
Okay, this is important, Ron. We need to hear back from Third Eye View after he flies them both.
The comparison.
Yep. Yep, that's important.
I know, it's a heartbreaker.
Well, Billy Kyle just threw the Evo 2 under the bus, and his.
boy.
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
He didn't mince any words. Okay,
No.
I don't know what. Well, Ken had a video out today. I didn't see Ken's video yet, but yeah, it's going to be real interesting hearing these two guys together on that, because you know how Ken feels about Autel.
Yeah.
So what? The Evo 2 is a what, pile of crap or what?
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
control wise, but if you watch Billy's video, I mean, he shows it right on the video. It was doing some weird stuff. He loved the camera, he loved the drone, but the controls. So
Well, see, here's the thing, and I'll say this generally. I flew the Evo 1. All right, those things are as heavy as a brick, and I mean seriously. The weight on that. So you figure the motors in there and the power that it takes for those things to get up in the air. It's phenomenal piece of engineering as far as that's concerned. But the downside of that is what Marcus just talked about, the control factor on it. Okay, because with something as heavy as that, trying to control that when it's going through the air, it's like flying a brick up in the air. I mean,
It's a tank, I'll tell you that.
It really is.
I love it though. I love that first one.
Well, first of all, I absolutely enjoyed flying it when I had a chance.
yeah, that first one, I think it seems to universally get pretty good reviews, Brian. I've never heard anybody say anything too terribly bad about that one.
We all except Brian Duvall over at Artie Drones, the range. He couldn't even get out of his sub development.
With what?
The Evo 1.
I had that thing out over a mile. No sweat.
Well,
Without even breathing hard.
yeah, he did a video about a month ago, Marcus, right? And he couldn't even get it out of his housing development before he lost the signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, that's true. That's a fact.
I mean, that's got that StarPoint transmission system. That's like their version of AccuSync. I had that thing out over a mile, just a little over a mile. I was actually planning on just taking it 1 mile. So as soon as I got to the 5,200 whatever feet, I turned around. But that thing had full signal still, no problem. No problem.
Well, I saw Dad Random fly the Evo 2, the regular Evo 2, not the one in sensor one. Where they're all the same except for the camera. He flew it over. He flew it over at 18,000 feet in the desert in Arizona, and he turned around. I mean, it was still
Right.
long. He still had FPV.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think sometimes that range stuff has to do with atmospheric conditions and other magnetic fields and a lot of other things like that. You know,
It could change daily.
right? It can change hourly. Who knows? You know, some meteor coming through. You know, who knows? I mean, I'm not a damn scientist. That's what Bill the drone reviewer's for.
Hey, Bill, Stephen Ewing makes a great point here about the Autel 2 drones are way overpriced. Do you think with the amazing price point of the Mavic Air 2 that Autel down the road will have to react to that and cut the price a little bit, at least on the base model?
Oh, I think they will. I can tell you that right now, because people are going to start flying them and they're going to say exactly what Billy's saying. Okay. The camera's good on it, but you know what? It's flying like a freaking brick, and you guys, it's not worth that kind of money. It really isn't. Okay.
I can almost guarantee you Autel's next drone is going to be a downsized Evo.
Evo Mini?
It's going to be something like that. I can almost guarantee it.
The Evo Air.
They cannot compete with DJI, with that $1,300-$1,400 price point. They just can't.
I mean, with the Mavic Air 2 out now, I mean, it just set the bar. I mean,
Right.
at $799 for the base kit, I mean, what do you really have to put in the drone at this point to charge more than $799 and get people to buy it?
They're going to come out. You watch and see. Next year, they're going to come out with some Evo Mini type something like that. Mark my words. They're going to do that. Either that or they're going to wind up going out of business.
Unless they
Because
win this lawsuit.
you just can't compete at the high end market with DJI. You know, so that's the way I see it.
The one thing that people always are looking for in drones that are other than DJI is the fact that they don't have to unlock them every time they want to fly within a controlled airspace.
Yeah, but that's going to be the law coming up pretty soon. They're all going to have to do that.
That's true.
That's going to go away.
Yeah.
You know, that little thing you have where, okay, well, I can get this one because I don't have to tell anybody I'm flying around these airplanes. That's going away.
Brian's right. It's going to be gone. It's being moved on. That was one of DJI's big selling points, and that's why Autel Nation is going to go get a big uproar about it. But it's the law. There's no way around it.
Right. I'm telling you, next year, Autel, I can guarantee you, they're working on it right now. They're working on an Evo Mini or something of that sort. That's coming. Mark my words. Either that or they're going to go out of business.
Right. They got to react fast. They can't wait 2-3 years. They got to get this thing out next year.
It's already, believe me, they're already working on this already. I guarantee it.
Hey, listen, we got a question from Steve Ewing in chat here. He says, Spark with Flymore kit and Parrot and Navi. Should I sell them both to get a Mavic Air 2? What would you guys do it?
Yes.
I say no. I say sell the Spark, work some overtime, keep the Anafi, and take the overtime money and the Spark and get the Mavic Air 2.
Well, there you go. That sounds like solid.
I would never sell the Anafi. Never in a million years. Not with that autonomous thing that it'll do. No way.
And Brian,
you never know when you're going to need that.
Yeah, and as much as I'm telling you about, I love the camera and the Mavic Air 2. I haven't done comparisons yet, but it may not be better than the Anafis.
No, I don't. That video that I made at that going around that mall, I waited 3 years to be able to do that video.
Mm-hmm.
I had to wait for the zombie apocalypse to be able to get in there and do that without any security around.
Yeah.
Okay? There was no way I could have flown that by my sticks with some DJI drone. The only way to make that video was autonomous flight. So, that's why I would never get rid of the Anafi, because I can always pull that thing out of my ass to do something that none of these other drones can do.
Right.
So Monroeville Mall has a special place in my life.
Yes.
Brian knows why. I learned to ice skate there.
Right.
They had a skating rink inside the mall, guys.
Mm-hmm. That's where the food court is now.
That's where the food court is now. Yep. There was a skating rink there.
I thought Bill was going to say he had a bit part in the Dawn of the Dead movie.
No, not that. But I learned to ice skate there. True story.
But Bill was one of the shoppers in the background that got mauled by the zombies.
Probably.
Huh.
The outside of that place actually still looks the same in about 80% of the building.
So they can make a Dawn of the Dead 2 and use the same sets.
That's right. I think they make a Dawn of the Dead 2 up at Snake River Canyon. I think that's what they ought to do.
Of course, Marcus could hide from the dead really easy there. It's so open and big.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It'd be easy to lose them there.
They never find Marcus.
And by the way, we have open carry, concealed carry. There's no rules in Idaho, so
right.
Any carry.
You got to shoot him in the head. You got to shoot him in the head, Marcus. It doesn't. You can't wound him in the arm. You got to put it right through the eyes.
Yeah, that could be done.
Well, I'm sorry, folks. We've gone from Mavic Air 2 Nation to Zombie Nation here, but that's always a great story. I love that movie when it came out. I think I was still a teenager when that movie came out. I loved that thing back in the day, and it's great that Brian and Bill both know where that mall is.
Oh yeah,
and Josh too. He's talking about it. Josh,
okay.
It's the Monroeville Mall is always a ghost town.
Of course,
Yeah, right.
Josh may be too young of a man to remember that movie when it came out, but I'm sure he's seen it on maybe he's got a VHS tape laying around or something with it on.
Well, here's how far back that mall goes. Okay, there was a department store, and Ron probably knows the name of this. I'm not sure if Marcus does or not. Gimbals.
Gimbals. I know Gimbals. Yep.
Had Gimbals there. Okay. And here's another one. You guys probably don't know this because it was more homegrown. I know Brian knows it. Joseph Horns. They were there.
Oh
too.
yeah, Horns. Joseph Horns was one of the first ones that went out of business. Of those retailers. Horns went out first. Yeah.
There's going to be a lot more of them going out of here.
Penny's is filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and that doesn't mean they're closing down. But they're
Amazon is. I just saw a report. Amazon's looking at buying Penny's.
Oh, really?
Yep, I just saw that before I got on tonight.
You think
Jeff Bezos is bored. He needs something to do.
Right.
I guess.
Well, on that note, since we've degraded into talking about the malls and retail chains going out of business, we've gone on here about an hour and a half now. So we're gonna. Bill's tired here. He's got to get up from work virtually from home tomorrow. A hard day virtually working. Toiling over the computer at home. But I know you probably feel more guilty about getting stuff done at home than you did at work or whatever.
Oh, I get more done at home like nobody's business.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I mean, it's like, well, see, you don't get interrupted here at home, and even though Valerie's working at home with me, I don't get those interruptions every day. It's like I was by a door to a secure area that opened at least 400 or 500 times a day. Okay. And you heard that swipe of the badge and all that 4 or 5. I don't have to hear that stuff now. Okay, it's just like it's kind of almost like Nirvana, except when somebody walks in proximity of our house and our dog has to let us know about that. So,
well, that's true. That's true. Now, Bill, before we go away here, I think there's a big show come up tomorrow night at 8.
There is a very
on the Bill the Drone Reviewer show.
Is that Sullivan say a very big shoe? We're gonna have Kelly Short. We're going to be starting our very special guest series. Starts tomorrow night with none other than Kelly Shores from Ready Set Drone, 8:00 Eastern. Guys, Kelly's a treat to have him on. It's going to be fantastic. I am really looking forward to it tomorrow night. It's always good having him on. It'll probably be the third time I've had him on. He's always great to talk to. Always got something to say. We're going to talk a lot. I want to talk a lot about his plans for Spin Up, this virtual Spin Up that he's going to be having in the fall, and get some information on that. Obviously, he's got a Mavic Air 2, and get his thoughts on the Mavic Air 2. And it'll be a very full hour. It'll be jam packed with questions. And Ron and Marcus will be there tomorrow.
Marcus, I had the pleasure of meeting Kelly at Spin Up last year in Austin, Texas. So
and I had the chance of meeting him at the Mavic 2 event in New York City. And the first thing that got me about Kelly, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I did not realize how tall Kelly was. That's the same thing as what's his name from North Carolina, Ed Ricker. I didn't realize how tall Ed Ricker was till I met him too. It's like, and then I didn't realize how short Billy was till I met him. Okay. So, but no, it'll be a good time. And then we're going to have the next 4 weeks. I got guests lined up. So we're going to be having a good time coming up here. So stay tuned and look forward. I got some great guests lined up to come on the show the next few weeks. So stay tuned, guys. I don't want to tell you who they are because I haven't got 100% confirmations on them. However, Kelly, I do have 100% confirmation from. It's out there. It's going to be a great time tomorrow night. So look forward to it. Having everybody join us tomorrow night.
Oh, thanks for not letting it slip that Frank Wang's coming on.
Ron, I told you not to say anything.
I just want to see Frank Wang sitting on Bill's lap. That's what I want to see.
Hey,
when he comes on the show, I want him to come on in person and him sitting right there next to you, Bill.
No, I don't. Well, it's like with COVID-19. I got to make sure want to get one of those Abbott lab tests to do an instant test on him before he comes over here.
What I want to see is Frank. It's Frank Lang on one side or Wang, okay, and then Ostalev on the other. That's what I want.
There you go. That would be a great panel. Hey, what I want to see Bill ask Frank Wang, well, what's up with that Mavic 3? And Frank says, well, I can't say anything, whatever. And Bill says, what do you mean you can't say anything? You own the company. You can say anything.
Well, here's my question. My question would be to Frank. So So how far are you going to kick Autel into the ground?
Yeah, right. Hey, Ron, did you sell that Phantom 4?
I did already. I sold it Saturday on that app. The one you sent me. Let go.
Wow.
I got.
Well, you had that price so low that
Well,
had to go.
Well, I can't. I
mean, I've seen them going for double that online. Going for way more than that.
But you would have to wait forever because I saw, but I had a whole bunch of tire kickers come along and say, "Well, I'll give you 300 for it," and something like that.
I don't even mess with that crap. When these people send me those messages on there, you post something, say, okay, I posted the Mantis. I'm selling that, the unique Mantis. So I posted it, and then some guy come on there about 10 minutes after I posted it. Would you take 100? No, you ass clown. I'm not taking. I just posted the damn thing 5 minutes ago.
Right. I'm not ready to drop the price yet. Yeah.
Right. I'm not. You have to wait a while before the price drops. These people are just. I'm not a junkie. I don't need the money. I just want to get rid of the product.
Yeah, I'm trying to clear the space out. You have to say, I wasn't trying to make a killing on the drone. I was just trying to get, recoup some money on it.
Right, exactly. It's not like I need the money to go get a fix or anything. But, people, they think that, that's what they think. They think, well, they'll just lowball you. And if you're some kind of hard up junkie, you'll take it. That's what they think.
Right. Exactly. You got to pay the rent or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So our other shows coming up. So we got tomorrow night after Build the Drone Reviewer, we got Philly Mike and Ron coming on to show another show. I'm on Talking Away. That'll be on right after Bill's show. We call it the after party or whatever. And then Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got Drone Therapy, Coast to Coast Drones with Bill Thomas and John Coopy. And John Coopy, as late as of Ken Heron show, John Coopy's a big celebrity now on there with Ken Heron, hobnobbing with the big guns over there. So we're gonna have him back with us peons again. So we'll find all about how it went on the big show. And I'm always missing shows, whatever. Ken Heron on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Our friend Arco Drones Saturday at I think 5 o'clock my time, Eastern Standard Time. You got Mel on Sunday night. I'm not sure what time. And
Sunday afternoon.
Oh, we forgot Marcus.
Sunday afternoon, Drone Seekers Live.
What time, Marcus?
It'd be 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay. And what time in your time?
1 p.m. Mountain Time, noon Pacific. That'd make it 2 p.m. Central.
I think what I'm going to do is go and get done with this show and go sit on the couch and watch that on the computer that I have on the end table there.
There you go.
Put you in a rerun of what channel is that on?
The Drone Seekers?
Drone Seekers International.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't cut because I've been out flying when that show's been on. I couldn't
Don't
catch it live.
That's the problem.
Marcus is flying time too soon.
But I'll catch it on the rerun. I'm going to check it out. I haven't seen one. You've done 2 episodes, right?
This was the third or fourth. Third.
They packed it in. And real quick, I forgot about the Grumpy Vlogger Monday nights, 8 p.m. right before us with Lloyd and Mel as his co-host. So, Brian, you have anything to plug on your way out? You got any new videos coming up? But you got to plug your Facebook group.
Oh, TDR Drones, yeah.
Go over to Facebook and join TDR Drones if you're not a member already.
I'm not big at self-promotion. I don't. People come, they come. They don't, they don't. I don't know. It is what it is.
There you go.
But, it's a decent group. So, there's a lot of nice people in there.
Oh, there's a lot of nice people in there.
And then as far as any videos coming up, I got some crap coming up, Mavic 2 and this and that, It's all that's why I'm trying to eventually get away from some of this stuff because it just gets so monotonous after a while, some of this crap, It's always the same crap,
Different day.
With the toys. I still got I told you guys how many of them videos I have in the queue, right? So I still have maybe 30 boxes of stuff I haven't opened yet. So I've whittled that down from like 60 boxes of stuff. So I'm getting to it, you know.
You're getting to it. If you get a good beast drone, I think I know where you can get a deal on one.
I need a what?
A beast drone.
Yeah. No, I don't want any more of those types of drones.
You're smart.
Oh, my what is it? That SJ, I don't know what the hell. Hold on one second, guys. What?
Go get it. And Marcus, what do you got coming up on your channel?
So I'm working on an edit now with the Mavic Air 2, going over the quick shot modes, and I did a point of interest with it as well. So
Looking forward to seeing that.
Get that together soon.
Good.
Well, anyway, the SJRC F11, it was one of them, you know, like the Beast, you know, with that kind of crappy video, but it was a little bit better than the toy grade, but no gimbal. And yeah, so I finally opened it up. I haven't opened it in a long time. Took it out of the box, charged it up. Oh, the controller now decided it don't want to work no more. So I took the whole controller apart and got it to work as long as you took the button off of it. So I have to stick a screwdriver in there to turn the power. You know, it's like, I don't want to get into that kind of crap anymore. You know,
we hear you.
You know, I'm just done with it. You know, it's just a waste of money. It just boils down to that. You know, fart around with these things and then they take a crap. The quality control on some of these things is just, it's very disappointing. I don't know how the hell you expect to get market share when you can't make a quality product.
Right.
True.
You know?
True. Well, we're gonna wrap it up, folks. Thanks for everybody for joining us tonight.
Hey, one second, Bill. What do you got coming up, or did you already say?
No, as far as the video is concerned, I have precision landing coming up with the Mavic Air 2. So stay tuned for that. See how my adventure comes out with that. I know Kelly just did one on that, and I did one too. And you get to see my results. That should be out coming up very shortly. Oh, if I can put a plug in also too, if you can remember my son in your thoughts and prayers, my younger son, he was exposed to a coworker who has COVID-19, so he's off work now for 10 days, which means he lives with my other son. So he gets paid for 10 days. I've got him set up. I found a free test for him. They both live in Columbus, Ohio. It looks like both of them will get the test. So you can keep him in your thoughts and prayers. It's already been 7 days, so really kind of like 7 more days to go. And my older son's kind of at high risk because he has asthma. So appreciate that, guys.
Sounds great.
I hope they make it through and they don't get infected. So thanks for that update. And I got a bunch of Mavic Air 2 content coming too. You know, like Bryan says, all sorts of stuff. I don't know what, but it's coming. So
right.
Good night, everyone.
Put a filter on it and make another video.
Yeah, make another video.
You got 3 filters. You got 3 videos right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make one how you put it on or whatever,
right.
which is the most important one of the whole bunch.
Exactly. How to install the filter.
Yeah, that's the most important one. So thanks everybody in the chat. We had a lot of our usuals in here. Saw some new names. Thanks. If I didn't get to mention you or highlight you on the screen, I'm sorry. I'll try to catch you on next week or whatever. But good night, and everybody out there, fly safe and stay safe. And we'll be back next Monday with another exciting show. Good night.